Hello Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I wanted to do a little up close and personal on the Take Your Pick tool. You guys all know how I like to show all the ins and outs of a product after I've gotten a chance to play with it and kind of see how I like it and give my full review on the product. I guess that's probably why it's taken so long for me to create this video, because I took forever to try to get this product out. I had it in the box and then just kind of forgot about it for a while. So I'm definitely not forgetting about it now though. It is super handy, and I found it was super useful for this one little trick that I'm going to show you, and now I'm of course loving it. So this is the Take Your Pick tool. On this end, it actually has this putty. A little bit too much putty came out right here, so I'm not going to touch it too much, but it's got this little tacky putty that you can use. Of course, there is more putty in here, so you can always advance it and use more. It also comes with a refill. Like, how super cool is that? Because then you can use this so much. There's that little tackiness. Once it loses its tackiness, just sort of rub off the tip and advance it a little bit more so that more shows up. But it's this fun little putty to be able to pick up things like sequins or like little die cut images that you just need, smaller little fingers or a little bit of tackiness to be able to secure. Of course, this just pops right out to be able to replace. On this end, we actually have this fun little metal. It's kind of like goes back and forth a little bit, but it's like a little spatula, like little pancake flipper, little mini pancake flipper. This is perfect to be able to scoop under a little rhinestone or pearl, so you can just go right underneath it and use that to be able to add to your project. It's always easiest to add it to your project by setting it down, placing your finger on top of the rhinestone, and then pulling it out. And then now you have a fabulous little rhinestone stuck on your table. So you can use that. Of course, I can always use this to spatula it back off. So super handy to be able to use it to add those little embellishments to your project. Of course, now he doesn't want to come off. There we go. Now he's back on the paper. There's also a little lock and unlock mechanism here, and that's because you can unlock it and reveal another tool. So on this end, it's a very pokey tool, so you'll just slip it back in and then twist to lock it back into place. So now you can see it's not actually coming out. And this little poker tool is super handy to be able to hold a piece of cardstock down so that you can heat emboss it and it doesn't blow away on you, but yet you're not burning your fingers or anything. You have that nice little secure piece that you can use. You can also use it for lots of other things that you need that nice fine tip with. You can also poke holes into something so that you can add ribbon through it, or to poke holes so that you can sort of mark your area to know an outline to be able to line something up perfectly. There's lots of different ways that you could use that. There's also this little tool that comes, and it actually has a large stylus on one end and a small stylus on the other end. So it's just that little ball image. So again, you'll just slide this in and then turn it to lock it into place. And now it's nice and secure to be able to use that little stylus there. And then again, you can just flip it over if you want to use the bigger stylus on the other end. So that's all of the images there. I want to show you one of the cool ways that I use the little pancake flipper end. So not only can you use it to pick up your embellishments there, I found it super handy when I was trying to get out the stitched labels framelits. So this one here, of course you could always use your tool to to brush off all your little pieces, but I found that it brushed all the little pieces that were the holes, but it still didn't pop it out of the framelit very well. So, because it only did the edge, but it didn't do this middle piece, and I didn't want to go, you know, crazy on it and end up with scratch marks all over. But I also didn't want to just push really hard, because these delicate little edges here, as you'll see when I pop it out, actually will rip if you end up pushing too hard. So I found that I actually could slide this little spatula under and turn it a little bit, just to kind of give that little bit of a popped piece. And I just went all the way around this little framelit. And so because it's such a nice little small piece, it's just sliding under, and it's not actually causing any sort of like press marks or any sort of, you know, where it looks like you just poked and shoved your finger up underneath it. So it was just a very slight little press all the way around. And then now you can see it's popping out oh so perfectly. So whenever I show you, see how there's all these little edges here? You don't want to just push real hard, because then you'll find out that you'll end up ripping one of those little loops there. And then it of course ruins the little perfect little stitched look of your framelit. Of course, now I usually go through with that Stampin' the Big Shot brush just to pop out all these little pieces, but I can always pop them out with my fingers too. So there you have that fabulous little image that was easily popped out of your framelit. So anytime you have any problems with that, then you can always use this tool. Of course, your stylus, or the other end of the pancake flipper, that pokey tool, is really good for getting out all of these pieces too. So if you either don't have the brush, or you don't know where yours is or isn't handy at the moment, then you can always pop all those pieces out with this fun little tool. I have also found if you end up using this tool a lot and you don't want to end up accidentally advancing all your putty to come out, you can actually unscrew this and just leave it off. So you can still use the tool like this and not have the putty on that end, just in case you're afraid that you're going to end up twisting it and advancing all the putty into this little piece here, and you don't want to waste that. You can always just unscrew it and then use it without the putty on that end, and then screw it back in when you need to use the putty. So there's lots of fun little handy dandy ways to use this Take Your Pick tool, and it's super affordable and fun. I'll leave a link down below so that you can get the Take Your Pick tool to use on your next project. Let me know what your favorite tip is for this. Is it the stylus? Is it the pancake flipper? Is it the pokey tool? Or is it the putty? And let me know what you like to use it for the most, because like I said, I'm kind of still getting into the groove of using it. I haven't created a million projects to use it a ton, so I'd like to know what you use it the most for, and maybe I didn't know I could use it for that, but it would come in super handy. So let me know in the comments below on that. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, as I post every Tuesday and Thursday. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my mailing list by clicking up above. I'll see you all next time. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.